Those article, martial law attempted in Louisiana echoes Ron Paul's warning. Get the articles off Infowars.com and get them out to everybody. Remember, you had gun confiscation there before. They're running military checkpoints around the country. There's no more denial about this. And now he's saying we're at war with the people. He says the people who have the guns. And they had gun confiscation in New Orleans. Notice it's always places where they're restricting guns. New Orleans, Chicago, New York. It's always where people are on a bunch of welfare. It's this government-kept class of people on government welfare plantations where you see the highest crime rates. And then they say, we got to get rid of all your rights nationwide because of what we, the government, have created. Let's go back to the clip. Here he is. We're at war in America. We want to use the military against the American people. And they're going to set the precedent in the poor areas, as I've told you for over a decade. They're not just going to announce, military's coming because you're the enemy. It's all going to be sold in a psyop. But remember, we told you a long time ago, this has been a long-term plan as they implode things economically through derivatives, and they announced the Bank of the World, this would begin. Told you. Here it is.
Resilient, and they're rebuilding, and they have a real great passion for our city. But we cannot allow certain individuals to carry guns and to go out and to shoot people on a daily basis in this city. So I've asked for the National Guard to come in and create order to assist the NOPD with support and also with patrols and help them to take this city back, because we are at war, and when you're at war, you have to bring in soldiers.
When you use a word like war, I mean, it's quite the word to use.
Keep
My question is, how has the crime in your city spiraled so out of control? How has that happened? Do you have numbers, statistics
It's called the Depression, lady. It's going to get a lot worse.
Yes. Yes. We are at urban warfare right now. You have people who have drug crimes, drug warrants, who are out on, warrants that they should be in jail.
Yeah, who ships that in?
People who are proliferating the streets with firearms.
Oh, like the Attorney General?
And the problem is just permeating throughout our society. So what we have to do is we have to get in there with social services. You know, this is a short-term effect on the long-term.
Back it back up to the part where he says, we're in urban warfare, and you've sure been doing a lot of urban warfare training for the American people. And by the way, they didn't even go into the crime-ridden areas during Katrina to, quote, clean out the criminals looting. The police and others got involved in it. They went to the giant houses with white columns, some of the most famous architecture in America, not just the South. I got an architecture book on it, and I recognize the houses. We're talking some houses that are worth like $15 million, went in and blew safe doors off and stole the guns. And a lot of the folks that stayed at generators are like, we're fine, we're here. They're like, get down, we're putting you in handcuffs, taking your firearms. You don't like it? Stand him up. Literally. Yeah, knock your teeth out, buddy. We're the military. Big Red One. America's ours. Ha! We're taking your guns, taking your guns, taking your guns.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. They put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans. Made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
Tyranny is here. The grim future foretold in 1984 has become reality.
It really says that the state is God.
The United States is now recognized globally as one of the most oppressive police states on Earth. This film conclusively proves the existence of a secret network of FEMA camps, now being expanded nationwide. This documentary exposes how the continuity of government program has established an all-powerful shadow state. Police State 4 chronicles the sickening depths to which our republic has fallen. Prepare to enter the secretive world of emergency dictatorship. Body scanners, sound cannons, citizen spies, stage terror, and cameras on every street corner. It's only the beginning of the New World Order's hellish plan. The police state isn't coming. It's here. Secure your copy today at Infowars.com or see it online in the highest quality at PrisonPlanet.tv.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com.
Cobra Commander now runs America.
Mainstream media. Government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Well, it's a disgusting time, but at the same time, it's a wonderful time to be alive. It was the best of times, the worst of times. A great literary mind once opined. Ron Paul, CNN, admits has a 52% chance of winning Iowa versus Mitt Romney at 20-something%. We're going to play that clip coming up. In other polls, he's as high as 35 to 27% of the vote in the 8-way race there in Iowa, or now seven-way race. So extremely powerful information. And the system is pulling out all the stops to demonize Ron Paul. In fact, I saw one headline, was it CBS News? He went on a guy's show that said the government puts things in the food to make you gay, Alex Jones. That's like one of their favorite talking points at a think tank, what George Soros' group 2 years ago picked up on and went wild with. And I really want to thank them for all the publicity. They probably had over 100 fake liberaloid blogs attack me and some mainstream news for it. And, of course, all I was doing was reading BBC and Reuters about bisexual fish and frogs because of all the chemical runoff in the water and the gender bending in males with the estrogen mimickers of bisphenol A and other things. And then I pulled up some university reports from the 60s where they proposed putting the chemicals in the food chain so that people wouldn't have children. And then it also increases women's breast cancer. That was the second part of my report. We have the highest in the world, Europe after us, because bisphenol A makes girls go into puberty earlier, produces a lot more of the toxins that precipitate out in the breast and bioaccumulate and cause breast cancer. I was trying to warn women out there about bisphenol A that's in most printer ink and that's in the receipts you print. And I had all the articles, but the system, wants to make it how I'm bashing gay people. See, it's like that Ron Paul, why, of tens of thousands of newsletters, 14 published at one time alone with a lot of guest writers. There was a few things in there saying Martin Luther King was a communist and stuff like that. Oh, it's just horrible. He hated black people. That's why the actual articles he wrote in like 1988 was, as a medical doctor, was about HIV being a race-specific bioweapon to kill black people. Because, he hates black people so much he wants to warn them. So that's the type of stuff that we're dealing with here. But if you just joined us, the top stories are at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. We'll put those back on screen for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. Radio listeners, go there now. And again, I'm going to have Kurt and Paul also add some other news here. Because, if you don't see it all, then it doesn't give you the big picture, obviously. We have Marine Corps checkpoints, Army checkpoints, TSA checkpoints all over the country, from California to Tennessee, from Florida to Maine. We've got door-to-door knock and talks about taking guns. And we've got the Illinois governor calling for the military on the streets. Again, this is all in areas where they have massive gun enforcement. The public has basically been disarmed. The cities where a lot of this is happening have incredible attacks on the Second Amendment. All of that is happening. So if you go to Infowars.com, martial law attempt in Louisiana echoes Ron Paul's warning. Louisiana state officials called for troops on the streets. And I was just playing the state rep, and there's a bunch of them, a coalition, calling for them to boost morale and patrol the streets and wage war on the citizenry, basically. On the criminals that, he said, the people that are shipping drugs in and guns. There are people shipping guns in. You mean like Eric Holder? Think of this. As society collapses, they're saying only the Army can restore order. Only federal troops. And the National Guard was federalized years ago. By the way, do you need me to play the clips again? I'm going to do it tonight on the Nightly News, but I might do it later. We can dig them back up. All the guns will be taken. No one will be allowed to be armed. Remember that quote by the New Orleans police chief as a puppet for the FEMA? Or ABC News, the military, the regular army, goes house to house, bang, 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 door to door, confiscating weapons. And it shows citizens in handcuffs in rich areas even. The point is, there was nothing going on there. Having their guns taken, their gun safes busted open, being ordered at gunpoint by the military. This is on the news, to open their gun safes so the military could take them and give them to the ATF in the backs of big flatback trucks. And in other areas of the state, they would pull up at small towns and come up and knock on the door and say, give us your guns. People are like, what? And they would do it because it's so shocking. What? We're fine. We're sure it was flooded, but we got food. We're, you know, country boy can't survive. Give us the guns. And the NRA made a documentary about it. They will come during any emergency and take your guns and set that precedent and say, because we're in a war against crime. Let's go ahead and go to the rest of the clip. Here it is.
Statistics to justify this level of emergency.
Yes. Yes. We are at urban warfare right now. You have people who have drug crimes, drug warrants, who are out on, warrants that they should be in jail. You have people who are proliferating the streets with firearms. And the problem is just permeating throughout our society. So what we have to do is we have to get in there with social services. You know, this is a short-term effect on a long-term problem. We have to rebuild our schools and have better schools and good schools. But what's going on is certain people are going out and they're creating a problem within our society, and they're just, it's a negative environment upon every of the positive things.
Who is creating the problem in our society? Who made these drugs illegal? Cocaine, heroin, you could buy at any drugstore until the 1930s. Over the counter. Kids drank Coca-Cola with cocaine in it. A small amount. I'm not saying that's good. That's why it's called Coke. Not a conspiracy theory, folks. I know some people are new listeners and don't know anything, but that's a fact. Dr. Pepper, all of it had cocaine in it. But they had the pure stuff there. And you look at the statistics, maybe a third on average the drug users we have today. And you know what? It was dirt cheap. People sure weren't robbing liquor stores to get their fix. But they made it illegal. The price goes up. Now people got to rob, and it's a tax paid to the bankers who launder the drug money and who own the private prisons. And we've got the biggest prison population in the world, and it gets worse and worse. And their answer, as I always told you, as society implodes, they're going to sell you on this idea as it's a war on crime. It's a war on extremists. And we got to go in and get the guns. And they can do it under the rubric of crises. And that's what they've done now. And as we go into a deep depression, instead of having 50 million people on food stamps, it's going to be 100 million. And then that's not going to buy what they need. And you're going to see crime explode. And the government's answer is going to be, you can't have a gun to protect yourself, just like Chicago, just like New York, just like Los Angeles, and every other globalist-run system. And then you find out about the Rural Council run by the Army, the Pentagon, with the Army leading it via Northcom and FEMA. That's official. With drones watching farmers and checkpoints harassing rural communities and setting up block captains every couple of miles that watch their neighbors. I mean, I've been sent the manuals, the training videos, where they tell local farmers, come to an anti-Al-Qaeda meeting. Everybody shows up and they go, oh, your neighbor's growing pot. They're talking bad about the government. are people selling vegetables without paying taxes, and the farmers, most of them will creep out of the meeting, and the feds are writing that down. Okay, he obviously didn't like it. They have little psychological, behavioral assessment people. Okay, Mr. Johnson, Mr. Jones, Mr. Brown, Mr. Schmidt got upset from that. Okay, out of 50 people that showed up, 50 slaves, 7 of them stayed. These are some real bootlickers. Come on up here. Come on up here, Mr. Royce or Mr. Doe, random name.